Archimedes, born around 287 BC, was an ancient Greek mathematician, physicist, engineer, inventor, and astronomer. He hailed from Syracuse, a Greek settlement on the island of Sicily, and came from a family of scholars. His father, Phidias, was an astronomer. This early exposure to science and mathematics likely inspired Archimedes' lifelong pursuit of knowledge. He studied in Alexandria, Egypt, where he mastered mathematics and scientific principles. Upon returning to Syracuse, Archimedes applied his knowledge to solve practical problems and develop groundbreaking theories. He made significant contributions to geometry, calculus, fluid mechanics, and engineering. One of his most famous discoveries is the Archimedes principle, a fundamental law of buoyancy, which he reportedly discovered while bathing, leading to his famous exclamation, "Eureka!" Archimedes also invented remarkable devices, including war machines to defend Syracuse, the compound pulley, and the Archimedean screw used to raise water. His mathematical works, such as his approximation of pi and the method of exhaustion, laid the foundation for modern calculus. Tragically, Archimedes was killed in 212 BC, during the Roman capture of Syracuse, despite orders from the Roman general to spare his life. Nevertheless, his contributions remain timeless, influencing generations of scientists like Galileo and Newton. Galileo Galilei, widely regarded as the father of modern science, was an Italian physicist, mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher. Born on February 15, 1564, in Pisa, Italy, he was deeply influenced by his father, Vincenzo Galilei, a musician and music theorist who emphasized critical thinking. Initially studying medicine at the University of Pisa, Galileo shifted his focus to mathematics and natural philosophy after discovering his passion for these fields. He became a professor of mathematics, first at Pisa and later at the University of Padua, where he conducted groundbreaking experiments for nearly 2 decades. Galileo made pioneering contributions to physics, including the concept of inertia and the study of falling bodies. He famously dropped objects from the Leaning Tower of Pisa to demonstrate that all objects fall at the same rate, regardless of mass. Additionally, he invented a military compass and improved the telescope, using it to make revolutionary astronomical discoveries, such as observing Jupiter's moons, the phases of Venus, and the surface of the moon. His support for the heliocentric model of the universe brought him into conflict with the Catholic Church, resulting in a trial by the Inquisition in 1633. Forced to recant his views, Galileo spent the rest of his life under house arrest. Despite this, his work profoundly influenced future scientists like Newton and shaped the scientific method. Galileo died on January 8, 1642, in Arcetri, near Florence. Johannes Kepler. Johannes Kepler, born on December 27, 1571, in Wilderstadt, Germany, was a German astronomer, mathematician, and physicist best known for his laws of planetary motion. Despite a challenging childhood marked by hardship, Kepler's intelligence earned him a scholarship to the University of Tübingen, where he studied theology, mathematics, and astronomy. Kepler worked as a mathematics teacher in Graz, Austria, before becoming the assistant to the Danish astronomer Tycho Brahe. After Brahe's death, Kepler inherited his observational data, which he used to formulate his groundbreaking laws of planetary motion. These laws described elliptical orbits, a revolutionary departure from the traditional belief in circular orbits, and laid the groundwork for Newton's theory of gravitation. Kepler also made significant contributions to optics, explaining how lenses form images, and authored Somnium, the first work of science fiction imagining space travel. Despite facing financial difficulties and personal tragedies, Kepler's work marked a turning point in humanity's understanding of the cosmos. He died on November 15, 1630, in Regensburg, Germany. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, one of history's most influential scientists, was born on January 4, 1643, in Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. Despite a challenging childhood, Newton's brilliance emerged during his schooling. In 1661, he entered Trinity College, Cambridge, where he studied mathematics, astronomy, and physics. During the Great Plague in 1665, Newton returned home and experienced an extraordinary period of creativity. He developed calculus, formulated the laws of motion, and laid the groundwork for the universal law of gravitation. His seminal work, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, 1687, revolutionized science by unifying the laws of motion and gravitation. Newton also made groundbreaking contributions to optics, demonstrating that white light is composed of a spectrum of colors. As president of the Royal Society and master of the Royal Mint, Newton's influence extended beyond science, shaping institutions and economic reforms. He was knighted in 1705 and died on March 31, 1727, in London, leaving a legacy that profoundly influenced science and the Enlightenment. Michael Faraday. Michael Faraday, born on September 22, 1791, in Newington Butts, England, was an English physicist and chemist whose discoveries in electromagnetism and electrochemistry revolutionized science and technology. Faraday received little formal education and began working as a bookbinder's apprentice at age 13. In 1812, Faraday attended lectures by Sir Humphry Davy, who later employed him as a laboratory assistant. Faraday went on to discover electromagnetic induction in 1831, laying the foundation for electric generators and transformers. He also formulated Faraday's laws of electrolysis and invented the electric motor and dynamo. Despite his lack of formal mathematical training, Faraday's experiments transformed theoretical physics and engineering. He remained modest and deeply religious, declining offers of wealth and knighthood. Faraday died on August 25, 1867, in Hampton Court, England. James Clerk Maxwell. James Clerk Maxwell, born on June 13, 1831, in Edinburgh, Scotland, was a physicist whose work on electromagnetism and thermodynamics revolutionized science. Maxwell's equations unified electric and magnetic fields, revealing that light is an electromagnetic wave. His insights laid the foundation for modern physics, influencing Einstein's theory of relativity. Maxwell also contributed to thermodynamics and statistical mechanics, introducing the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. He pioneered work in color vision, creating the first color photograph. Despite his monumental achievements, Maxwell remained humble and deeply religious. He died on November 5, 1879, at age 48. Rutherford. Ernest Rutherford, often referred to as the father of nuclear physics, was a groundbreaking physicist known for his discoveries about the structure of the atom. He was born on August 30, 1871, in Brightwater, New Zealand, to a family of Scottish and English descent. His parents, James and Martha Rutherford, emphasized the value of education and instilled in him a strong work ethic. Rutherford excelled academically, earning a scholarship to the University of New Zealand, where he studied mathematics and physics. In 18, Rutherford moved to England to study at the Cavendish Laboratory at the University of Cambridge, where he conducted pioneering research in radioactivity. He later became a professor at McGill University in Canada, before returning to England in 1907 to teach at the University of Manchester. Rutherford's most notable achievements include the discovery of the atomic nucleus and the development of the nuclear model of the atom. Through his famous gold foil experiment, he demonstrated that atoms consist of a dense, positively charged nucleus surrounded by electrons, replacing the earlier plum pudding model. He also identified and named alpha and beta radiation and, in 1919, achieved the first artificial nuclear reaction by converting nitrogen into oxygen. His work laid the foundation for modern atomic theory and paved the way for quantum mechanics. Rutherford's discoveries contributed significantly to the development of nuclear energy and atomic weapons. For his contributions, he received numerous honors, including the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1908. Rutherford was known for his humility, sharp intellect, and dedication to mentoring future scientists. He passed away on October 19, 1937, in Cambridge, England, leaving behind a legacy that profoundly shaped the scientific understanding of the atom. Marie Curie. Marie Curie, a Polish-born physicist and chemist, revolutionized science and medicine with her pioneering research on radioactivity. She was born on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, Poland, as the youngest of 5 children in a family of educators. Despite living under Russian rule, which limited educational opportunities for Poles, Marie excelled academically. In 1891, she moved to Paris to study at the Sorbonne, where she earned degrees in physics and mathematics. During her time in Paris, she met Pierre Curie, a physicist. The two married in 1895, forming one of the most renowned scientific partnerships in history. Together, They investigated radioactive materials, leading to the discovery of two new elements, polonium, named after Marie's homeland, and radium. Their work introduced the term radioactivity and earned them the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1903. After Pierre's tragic death in 1906, Marie continued their research, becoming the first woman to teach at the Sorbonne. In 1911, she received a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry, for isolating radium and studying its properties, making her the only person to win Nobel Prizes in two scientific fields. Marie Curie's work had profound impacts on cancer treatment and the development of X-ray technology. During World War I, she organized mobile X-ray units to assist battlefield medicine, saving countless lives. Despite facing significant gender-based discrimination, her groundbreaking achievements paved the way for women in science and inspired generations. Marie Curie died on July 4, 1934, from aplastic anemia caused by prolonged exposure to radiation, unaware of its dangers at the time. Her legacy, however, remains timeless, as her discoveries continue to influence science and medicine. The past is full of secrets, and there's so much more to explore. Subscribe now to Spectral History and join me in unraveling the mysteries of history.